Theydon Bois, the start of another adventure. First, I've got to pick up some lunch from the shops over there on the other side of the chain link fence. Look at this! Hot salt beef bagel from the Brick Lane Bagel Bakery in Theydon Bois. That's a good sign of the day ahead. That bagel was excellent. I love Theydon Bois, it's lovely. It's a really good place to start walks, to start a lot of walks here. Today though I'm going to take a route I've not really taken before. So I wanted to, it feels like spring. I wanted to walk in the countryside, across fields, but I didn't want to go too far from home. So I found a route anyway, which I think gives me lots of choices, lots of options. So I don't know, I've left home really late, look. What time is it? It's basically 3 o'clock, so I've got about 5 hours till sunset. So I'm going to take this route here and then loop around the back of Abridge. I've got lots of choices up when I can cut down to Debden, end up back in Hainault Forest, go that way. Lots of choices. I'm really looking forward to it. So I have to pick up a footpath that comes off Green Glade, which is the perfect invitation, isn't it? There we go. So back over the tube line on this bridge, and then across a field, as I remember, that has horses in it. So I came across this field along this path in the opposite direction. I walked along from Debden. I came here with my son one winter. It wasn't a very long walk, but it was lovely, really lovely. It's fantastic, isn't it? You can live right in East London, in the urban fringe, and within 20 minutes be out into the countryside. I had a real pang to walk across fields today. Got the first real solid evidence that spring is here. You see the blossom in the bushes. And you can do a field path walk right on your doorstep. I think I've learnt now this is blackthorn, which is wonderful. We'll be getting the hawthorn blossom in a couple of weeks. What's the day today? It's the 15th of April. May Day is just around the corner. And of course, this walk today fills in another little corner of my Ordnance Survey 174 map, Epping Forest and the Lee Valley. I should hopefully pick up part of the Three Forests Way on the other side of Abridge. So there you go, we're actually in the county of Essex. Now this is a very lucky accident. Can you see there up on that hill? The lines carved into the landscape. It's a piece of land art, which I think is in the shape of a spiral. And somebody mentioned it in a comment quite a while ago now, or it was in an email. And here it is. I hadn't realised it was on this path, so let's go and take a look. I think the design is based on the idea of a hill fort or a maze, maybe a combination of the two. I like that touch. The outer bank is topped with flint and chalk. It gives you a really commanding view of the surrounding area. It's looking back west, back towards London. The Theydon Bois earthwork was created by artist Richard Harris. Apparently the design was inspired by the concentric shape of tree seeds. Ultimately, the plan is to plant trees at the base of each of the mounds, and that over time, Harris says, the paths will be obscured from view by the tree growth. Right, from this open side, you can see the outline of the banks carved into the ground. fantastic piece of work.
It's a really beautiful thing carved into the landscape, visible to the motorists hurtling past on the M11.
There, towers of Mammon, the city of London. So now we go under the M11. It's quite impressive bit of engineering, isn't it? So here we go, just to the side of the motorway. The path, the blossom-lined path leads us away. And this is perfect Sunday afternoon walking terrain, isn't it? This is what I was after. Some open skies, some open fields. Probably said this 100 times before, but you know, this takes me directly back to my childhood, really. When I was little, walking with my dad on a Sunday afternoon across the fields. I think that's why I'm increasingly drawn out to the edges now, out to the countryside. The last sort of few years, I never really had the urge before, but as I've sort of well and truly hit middle age, and going back to the landscape of my childhood, obviously on the other side of London. I grew up in the Chilterns, sort of just near High Wycombe. This is brilliant. Well, this is slightly confusing because it implies there are 3 different ways you can go, but there's only one path here, look. Let's wait and see, because I was looking to branch off actually. I just want to say thank you again actually for all the amazing suggestions for the 100th episode, because that's coming up, isn't it? I've got to make sure that I remember which one is the 100th. So this could be 98, so it's the one more and then another. It's going to be difficult decisions, so many great suggestions. Those clouds over there are a bit ominous, aren't they? That is the direction I'm walking in. It's amazing how things can change from one field to the next. With that field there, just going to sway, and then over here it becomes suddenly kind of very muddy and cloddy. So here's an interesting thing. This footpath, I'll put an arrow there, but it's basically there, which is here. Now, it appears to align with, see that, Hobbs Cross Farm, that star, and that's a Roman road. There's a video on my channel where I walk along that, and this appears to be in line. So this could be part of the old Roman road. And it's the Roman road that I believe goes through Leytonstone. So that's the way I'm going to go. Well, this is the footpath. I'm going to have to wade through that swamp. Actually, no, I can go around it, I think, there. So I think we're looking down at Abridge there, the ancient town of Abridge on the River Roding. So I think the footpath I'm looking for to carry on is just by that glorious old timber-framed farmhouse over there. Yes indeed, people, you are just on the edge of East London here. You'd never believe it, would you? You can guess what's going on there. Some cushions in the hedgerow. Next to Epping Lane. Well, that's good. Not too much road walking. And here's the public footpath. I don't really fancy this style much. Is it going to crack? It's raining, by the way. Well, it wouldn't be one of my walks if I didn't get a little bit kind of confused at some point. After I went over that stile, I led into a field that had no obvious output, so I did a lap of that field, then found myself back walking through this farmyard. I think, or I hope, this is the path that I always wanted to be on. Here's hoping, eh? So I'm hoping that at the end of this field is the glorious River Roding. I've not seen this stretch of the Roding. I've never seen the Roding beyond Abridge. Big moment. And here she is, the River Roding, sliding through the fields of Abridge. So there's no chance at all of missing this footpath. Carved across the field. That's going to be amazing when those crops are fully grown. And those paths are walked along between Epping and Hainault in the summer. It's majestic. So across the road, I'm going to take this little lane here down to Lambourne Church. Rain's coming down fairly steadily now, so we have to put the camera away pretty quickly. Sometimes it's really lovely to walk down a quiet country lane. There is a footpath that goes that way, but it kind of takes me into Abridge. So I think I'm going to carry on down here towards Lambourne. Isn't this wonderful? Even though the weather's a bit rubbish today, it's cloudy, it's been raining, the air temperature's lifted up. Look, I've just got a light jacket and a t-shirt on. Okay, still my trusty scarf, but it's a huge improvement from 2 weeks ago. I had a fleece on, I had all my winter stuff on. And this is the way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Beautiful field of rapeseed here, just on Church Lane. How beautiful. Quite a beautiful little church, isn't it? Lambourne Church. Parts of it, I believe, date from the 12th century, parts from the 13th century. So I'm going to take this little public bridleway here, which I think will bring me out to Lambourne End, which is another place I've never been to before. This walk's been full of treats and surprises. Wow, Conduit Wood, Lambourne Woods in the county of Essex. I wonder what we're going to do with things like this in 18 months' time. Are they going to take this down? Now that is a fine mystical tree. I don't want to go too close because I might upset the wood sprites that clearly live in a tree like that. Let's go, come on, let's risk it. The information board here says that we are on an ancient green lane. You know how much I love that kind of thing. I get a tingle down my spine. And so you can see where we are. We've walked down, where are we? Church Lane. We walked down Church Lane, down through here. We're currently here, about to enter Hainault Forest. And the sun comes out just as we reach about 6 o'clock. Perfect timing. I think I've got choices here. I basically come out of Lambourne End. Now I could take a convoluted route and go over there just north of my thumb. But I don't know if I fancy it, to be honest. Or the other way is the more predictable, and I can just go down onto the end of Hainault Forest, then back through Hainault Forest. Not far from where we were the other week. Handy, the bridleway just carries on over the road. So I think that'll define the rest of this next part of this route. Bridleways do kind of make me hate horses. I mean, look at this. This is insane. Never mind. The only way out is through. So, Hainault Forest once again. Of course, last time I was here it was snowing, wasn't it? I don't think I've taken this particular path before, so I'm going to walk through Hainault Forest and then probably retrace the footsteps down to Grange Hill. I can feel the pub calling me. I'm going to take this path down here actually. This goes down to Chigwell Row directly. I don't think I've taken this path before, so should be interesting. Strange faces in the forest. And that's not even remotely spooky, is it? Let's take this delightful looking path up to Chigwell Row. I've only actually walked through here in the dark before, so it'd be nice to see it in the sunset. It's tempting to go in the Two Brewers. I've been in there before. It's quite a smart sort of pub and I've got very muddy boots. I'd much rather go to a pub where they're used to me stomping in on a Sunday evening with muddy boots back in Leytonstone. I've got out of the habit of drinking cans of beer on my walks, but I fancied it tonight. A packet of scampi fries. That would have been a fine old establishment in its day. I wonder what awaits it next. Hopefully not converted into flats. Just basically going to walk down to Grange Hill now. So that's basically the end of the walk. So I wander down the street, supping on my can of San Miguel like a proper yob. But that walk today delivered in every single way. It was exactly what I was looking for today. Thank you so much for coming with me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one, wherever that may be.